Hello, today is the 26th of April 2026. I have not made a diary video in so long. It's like been a month, I think. And that's probably the longest I've gone without making a diary video. But I'm excited for this therapy session. But I'm also a little stressed because I have so much to do at the moment, which is probably a good way to start this video. My parents are currently in Spain for over a month, so I'm here by myself with my sisters and our dog, and I am back in my old job because I'm basically taking over mom's hours for while she's gone. Then there's all this, organizing to do with the household and stuff, and I have loads of organizing to do because it looks like after summer this year I will be moving to Germany, and also I am currently getting to know someone who I really, really like, and we aren't together yet, but it looks like in the near future we will be, and he will be visiting me in less than a week. So there's a lot of mental preparation going into that, and also preparing the house, for him and all of that. So I feel like there's just a lot of changes happening in my life this year, and I've had various moments where I felt very overwhelmed, but I'm also feeling very grateful and excited, and what I realized today is that I wouldn't want it any other way. And that's the good thing. Like, even though it's kind of scary and I'm nervous about a lot of things, I'm more like ready for changes, and I know this is what I want at the moment. And my life has been kind of the same for a while now, even though my life has never been the same for a very long time. I've always been moving around the place, moving to different countries. There was always, like, I went through many mental health struggles. My life has been going up and down since I was born. So I've never actually had a permanent, quiet place in my life. But I'd say last year would have been the quietest, calm place, even though I traveled a lot that year. So I don't know, it just felt like I was ready for something new in my life. I definitely want to go into a few of those topics. Number one, starting with Pablo, who is the guy I am speaking to. We met a couple weeks ago and we have not stopped talking since then. Every single day we're talking for hours, and it doesn't get boring. It's never, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, we just keep talking and we don't run out of things to say, and we keep falling more for each other and keep learning new things about each other that we love. And our conversations are just always so deep. There's just so many things that I really love about him, and it's like I keep being surprised by his responses, because that is literally always what I wished for in a partner, that they would respond that way to me and support me that way and understand me that way. Like, I truly feel like he is someone who sees me more than anyone has in my life. And my parents took such a long time to get to that level of understanding me that he's already at. Like, he is so emotionally intelligent, and the way he expresses his emotions is not necessarily common in men, but it's something I've always looked for. I always felt that that was really important for me in a relationship, because I am someone who's very emotional and a very deep thinker, and I express my emotions very much. I felt it was always very important to have a partner who can understand that and who is also open and expressive about things. Another thing I love about us is how honest we are and like how straight up, like forward we are when we're scared of something, when we're worried about something, when we're excited about something, when we feel a certain way, we just say it. And that, I think, for me in my mind, was always one of the healthiest relationships, when you could be honest with your partner and when you built that base where you felt like you could express anything that you felt or thought without being scared of being judged, or like being scared to express it. Like, I always felt like if there's something in your mind that you can't express to your partner because you feel like it's not going to be accepted, I knew that for me that would seem like an unhealthy relationship, and that's something I didn't want, because I think it's very important to feel like you are completely yourself in the relationship and you can be all the versions of yourself that you are. And what I really appreciate is how he prioritizes me, and not in the sense that he doesn't do anything else in his life where I want him to always think about me, always like put me at number one. Not at all, because I think that's also unhealthy. But I love that he wants to make time for me, to speak to me, to ask me how I'm doing. He makes sure that I feel heard and seen. That is so special to me, that I don't feel like I have to fight for his attention, or I have to fight so that he wants to hang out with me, that he wants to hear me. Like, I really just feel like he's the one who comes to me, who sees me, who wants to be there for me. I appreciate that so much. There are so many things I really love about him. I can definitely say that I'm starting to really love him and starting to see like what a great match we are, and that we've both been looking for each other for years. I have never been someone who felt like dating many people or sleeping with many people either. I always knew I'm looking for a specific person, and I knew he would be out there somewhere. And with him, I really feel like I've met that. I've found what I've been looking for, and even if at some point we were to break up for whatever reason, my hope wouldn't be lost. Like, I would still know your person is out there, just like I always believed it before having even known him at all. I always believed your person is out there, the right one for you is out there. So if we ever break up, then obviously we weren't the right ones for each other. But I've always thought I'd just end up with one long-term partner that I would love, that I wouldn't really date around much. The thing about loving him, it's still a little scary for me to fully allow into my life. There are certain fears that are kind of still stopping me from expressing to him that I love him. And not like, literally, I've expressed my love for him in so many ways already, but just the simple words "I love you" I haven't said to him because of my fears, and I'm gonna go into them. But what I also love so much is that he knows about my fears, he accepts my fears, he respects my fears, he respects me. And oh my god, I could cry. He loves me, and he has told me he loves me, which made me cry so much the first time he said it. And the thing about that is that he doesn't expect it back. And that actually breaks my heart, because I want him to get everything that he has ever wanted. I want him to feel completely loved. I want him to get everything back that he's giving me. And I really hope I can be the person to give him all of that. But what makes me love him so much and makes me so emotional is that he knows about my fears. So, for example, the other day I said to him, I adore you, and he sent back a message saying, and I love you too. And that to me was like, oh my God, he knows what I truly mean is I love you, but he knows that I'm still afraid to say it, and he just completely accepts that. He says that the best things are worth waiting for, that he doesn't want me to feel pressure, that he wants me to just go through my emotions the way they come, the way they happen, to take it step by step. He doesn't need me to tell him that I love him for him to feel loved or to know he's loved or for him to still love me. And it hurts, honestly. It hurts that I can't fully say that to him yet, because there's just certain fears and insecurities I still have that I'm getting through and I'm working through, and I've already gotten so much better. Like really, from when we started talking to now, I've gotten so much better, and I feel so much more towards him now, and I feel so much more trust towards him. Like what I, for example, feared at the beginning is that maybe he doesn't actually mean everything that he's saying. Maybe he's just pretending, maybe he just wants my attention, or he's just saying these things. Like I wasn't fully sure if he's actually real, like if what he's saying and transmitting is actually real. But now I don't doubt that anymore. Like I know he means what he says. I trust that he's a real person. I trust that, that he is like honest in what he thinks and feels. So that fear, for example, is gone. And also I, at the beginning, was just very unsure if I would feel as much towards him as he felt for me. Like I was unsure if I would ever fully fall in love with him, or like, fully love him because of certain things. Because we had just met and my emotions weren't like that strong yet, like not as strong as his. And also I had trust issues. I was afraid to trust him with my emotions and to trust to love him, because that could backfire, in many ways. So I was scared to open up. And then also I was still kind of in that process of letting go of my previous love, even though we weren't together, but I had fallen in love with someone who was very important to me, and he didn't feel the same way, which is okay. And I'm honestly more and more realizing that we're such good friends, and we're better as friends, because in so many ways we don't match at all. So I'm actually happy about that, but it was still kind of like I was still letting go in a certain sense, and I just wasn't sure if I would be able to fully let go. And if, it was hard for me to go from thinking one person is the right one for me to then seeing someone who's actually way more right for me, but then, seeing it that way as well. It was kind of hard to transition. So I just needed some time with that, and I feel like it's still slightly there, because I can't just go from one to the next, just snipping my fingers. Again, with that as well, I've gotten so much better by seeing me and Mario are way better as friends, and that I'm glad we are friends. There's still a part of me that's like, will we ever end up together? Like I don't really want that to happen. If I start dating Pablo, then I want to be sure like he is the one, and I want to be with him, and I want to give myself to him fully. Like I don't want to still feel like I'm holding on to someone else in a way. And that's why I haven't yet said to Pablo we can start dating, or because I don't think that's fair on him. I want myself to be completely sure he's the one. I don't want a part of me to still feel like, oh, maybe someone else is the one. So that's why like I'm still sort of in that transition phase, but I'm really more and more realizing that me and Mario are just better as friends, and that I think we wouldn't have lasted anyway. Like, maybe dating would have been really nice, and I'm still curious to know what it would have been like, but I don't think we would have lasted, because in so many ways we're not on the same level, and I more need someone who can really see me and understand all my emotions and can support me in that way, and someone who I can really just be bare with. And I know with Pablo I can be all the things I've always wanted to be, and he has the same wishes for the future as I do as well, whereas Mario doesn't. Like, he sees his future in a different way, and mine and Pablo's future, they just match so well. Like, I'm really seeing that Pablo is the one for me. But again, I don't want to start dating him when I'm still kind of unsure, because I don't think that's fair on him. And I myself, if I could just choose, like, I will love you, and I fully want you, and I don't want anyone else, then I choose that right now. I choose Pablo. I want to love him. And I think that will come someday, because like, I've already gotten so much closer to that. So someday when I notice I can fully be myself with him, and I can fully trust that my emotions are safe around him, and that I can feel safe to feel my emotions, because even if something goes wrong, then I can handle it. Like, I need to be able to trust in myself that I can handle it. Once I see even more, like, okay, Mario, like, he's really not the one for me, you know, once I've just closed off that chapter, then I think all my emotions will go to Pablo. And I'm very excited for that day to come, and it's so much closer than it was a couple of weeks ago. So that's kind of what I'm going through right now. And again, I can't tell you enough how much Pablo means to me, and like how perfect he is. And I don't want to say perfect, because I know no one's perfect. I know he's not perfect. Everyone has their flaws. Really, like, he just loves me so much, despite my insecurities, despite my feelings, despite my not being able to say I love you yet, despite my not entering a relationship with him yet. Like, and he is the one who then says to me, Leona, stop giving yourself pressure. Like, just feel whatever you're feeling, and it's fine. You know, I'm the one who's like, come on, like, you know, I want this. Like, come on, just let go and just choose him. And then he's the one telling me to stop giving myself pressure. Like, it's so crazy, like, how perfectly he aligns with the vision of my future husband that I always had. Like, he just fits into that, like, so perfectly. A few weeks ago, near the beginning, my fear was the uncomfortable feeling, which is basically my OCD. I, as a teenager, had OCD in relation to anything got to do with sex, sexuality, relationships. I was terrified of all of that, and I felt extremely uncomfortable thinking about any of that. I felt extremely uncomfortable when I thought someone else might want sex with me, or I might want that with someone else. Masturbating was not in the question whatsoever. I felt disgusted with myself by even thinking about it. I beat myself up so much whenever I had a sexual desire. I controlled myself to not want anything. I made myself feel so uncomfortable that I literally couldn't act out any sexual desires, that I couldn't go and follow them. So I had very extreme OCD, as you can see, that I controlled myself so much that I made myself feel so uncomfortable that I felt like I literally couldn't enter any relationship because I felt so uncomfortable. It made me want to disappear. Like, it made me want to not be seen and looked at by anyone. Like, I felt like I just had to hide and disappear whenever I felt that feeling. And therefore I also couldn't wear any tight clothes. I always wore very ugly clothes because I didn't want anyone to think I looked sexy, or I didn't want anyone to look at my body. It made me feel very uncomfortable whenever my boobs especially were showing. I hid myself, and it was so extreme that I didn't know if I'd ever get out of that, if I'd ever feel comfortable with things. If it was so extreme that I was like, I will never, ever, ever allow myself to masturbate. Like, I decided it. I was like, that's never gonna happen. I'm not doing that for the rest of my life. Like, there's no way. So that was kind of like that for a couple of years. And then when I broke out of my depression, which I had simultaneously, I healed a lot. I was in a very good place at that point in my life that I really could just focus on myself. I could really heal. I could notice that these thoughts weren't necessarily true, that maybe I could look at it in a different way, in a different light. And even then, the OCD wasn't fully over. It got better, but it wasn't over. And only 1.5 years ago, when I went through the Thrive program with Rob Kelly, that's when I really started like breaking down these rigid beliefs that I thought I'll have for the rest of my life. Because I then noticed, I learned through that Thrive program that beliefs are just thoughts you keep on thinking. They are not set in stone. Beliefs can be changed. Literally, like, beliefs are just that. They are just beliefs. It doesn't mean it's a fact, and it doesn't mean it can't be changed. And so going through that program, I finally challenged all these rigid beliefs that I had for so many years. And I very slowly, over the past 1.5 years, got better with the idea of sex, sexuality, masturbation, relationships. And so around this time last year, when I'd gone through the program for like 6 months already, I was ready to enter a relationship, but I still had certain rigid beliefs. And then obviously I didn't enter a relationship because the other person didn't feel the same. And so I had more time to work on those beliefs. And that's what I did. And then I slowly got more comfortable with the idea of masturbation and with sex and a relationship. And now that I have a real opportunity to do all of that, because I have someone who loves me very much and who I also love and who I want to experience sex with as well, I really have the chance to completely break out of my fears. I'm very proud of myself that I have gotten this far and that I'm comfortable with the idea of having sex, that I'm willing to do that. The good thing is I'm not being pressurized. The good thing is he knows my fears, so he knows that it's not guaranteed that we'll be able to sleep together when we see each other next. He is completely patient with me. He knows that it's up to me and like how I feel, and he's completely fine with that. And yeah, a couple of weeks ago, this is what came up again. So I was like, I just kind of felt uncomfortable. I wasn't sure if I'd ever feel comfortable enough to sleep with him. I got those memories back again, and I just fell into like a hole for a little while. It only lasted like a day, thankfully. Like, that's how fast I can get out of these things again nowadays. Yeah, I kind of fell into that hole for a minute, and I was unsure about everything. I was unsure. Yeah, like, I wasn't unsure about wanting to speak to him more and getting to know him more. Like, I wanted to do that because he's an amazing person, but I was just unsure about, will I be ready to enter a relationship? Will I be ready to have sex? Like, yeah, and will I feel comfortable when he's here? Will I even be able to look at him properly? Will I be able to kiss him and hug him? Like hug him, yeah, I will be able to, but kiss him as well. Like, will I even be able to do that? Will I feel comfortable with that? And it's really hard sometimes because I want it, obviously. I want it, and then it feels very painful when I feel like I can't do it because I feel uncomfortable or whatever. So I was kind of struggling with that for a bit. But then I just gently brought myself through that again. I reminded myself, look, it's not a new fear. I've gone through this many times before in my life and I always made it out. I always felt comfortable again at some point, especially when I was kind and understanding with myself. When I started then to be understanding and be like, girl, this is to be expected. Like, you were terrified of this for years. So now that you have the chance to enter a relationship and to sleep with someone as well, it would be very strange if you didn't feel scared. Like, this is the first time you're doing these things, and this is something you were terrified of for years. Like, you control yourself so much that you couldn't even imagine these things. So like, you know, I had to just sit with myself for a second and be like, girl, this is completely understandable. And that's when I then slowly could see the light at the end of the tunnel again. And I was like, I'm just not going to do anything unless I feel comfortable with it, you know? And I don't have to do anything unless I feel comfortable. That's the good thing. Like, I'm not forced to do anything. And I explained all of this to him as well. And he, again, had the best reaction I could ever wish for. And he was so understanding that, like, he just is allowing me to decide what we're gonna do, when we're gonna do it, how I feel about it. He is the biggest support I could ever wish for, and he's so understanding, even though he basically just met me a few weeks ago and doesn't even know me properly, and somehow he's my biggest support and understands me so much more than anyone really in my life. And that's making me emotional. I understand that I'm afraid and I want to continue to be understanding with myself. Like, even when he's here in a week's time, I need to be understanding with myself. I went through such a horrible time. OCD is one of the worst mental illnesses, that's a fact. So I need to be understanding with myself, and I'm really trying that. And I know that the only thing stopping me is my fear. There's nothing else. My conscious mind knows that I love him, that he is everything I ever wished for, that we could have a really healthy relationship, that the relationship we could have is a relationship I want. Consciously, I know I want him and I want to love him and I want to let go of my friend and just see him as a friend. I want to love Pablo. I want to give him everything he deserves. I want to love him fully. I want to be able to give myself to him, you know, without giving myself up, obviously. I'm not going to just give myself to someone else and like, you can control me now. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, just fully be bare with him, trust him, love him. Still know if anything goes wrong, I can catch myself. Yeah, obviously, we can't just deny that things might go wrong. I consciously know that I want to date him and I want to learn to love him and I want everything with him. And the only thing stopping me is my fear. And realizing that and knowing that has already helped me to just breathe. Like, the only time that I feel unsure is when there's some sort of fear in my head. So without the fear, I feel sure. There's been many moments in the past few weeks where I was like, I love this guy and I want to love him. Moments where I was sure, like, I want to sleep with him as well. Like, I was sure that's what I want. The only time where I feel uncomfortable or I feel unsure is when there's some sort of fear in my head. So that means, like, I'm technically a free person and I just have to work through those fears and everything will fall into place. Everything will be fine. He will be here soon. So there's also mixed feelings. There's me wanting to be so excited about it, wanting to like collect him at the airport, hug him, kiss him, not let go of him. Like there's that part of me that really wants that and to feel calm with him and to fully soak in that moment. But then there's the other part, the fear part, that kind of is used to being afraid. So what I think is more likely to happen, but might not, but what used to happen in the past is that I'd be very nervous, I'd be sweating, and therefore couldn't fully think clearly, therefore couldn't fully soak in the moment, and that would mean I might feel unsure about wanting to kiss him, even though my unconscious mind knows I want it. But then when the fear is there, it's like, I don't know if I want it anymore. Like, oh my god, I just wish I could decide right now. Okay, I'm gonna be calm, I'm gonna hug him, I'm gonna kiss him, I'm gonna love him. Decide. But like, I'm learning more that technically that is something I can decide. Maybe not so easily and like consciously, but if I work through my fears and I picture myself calm and I notice that that is a possibility, like I can, like it's not impossible as a human to feel calm, like, so that means I could, and it's a possibility. And the more, I realize that technically it is a choice how I feel. If I either choose to go into the fear, choose blah, 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 or I choose like, no matter what, this is what I'm going to do. And then also choose that, like, even if I feel nervous, even if this and that, I can still hug him. I can still love him. Like, I can still be understanding with myself and just be like, okay, look, I don't feel super calm, and that's okay. Like, that's just the way it's supposed to be then. And we'll move forward, and it's something I can learn. And I'll just enjoy it to the most that I can, even with nervousness, Yeah, so there's those two possible scenarios. But if I really think about it, like, this is so crazy. This is so cool that I'm meeting someone that I really, really like. I'm meeting someone who loves me so much, even though we've only met a few weeks ago, but we've spoken so much that we both feel like we know each other more than other people know us that we've known our whole lives. Like, he knows me more than any of my extended family members know me. He knows me equal the amount that my immediate family knows me. And he sees me more than anyone has ever seen me. My mom comes close to that because she learned how to truly see me. But that took years. And for him, it took minutes, literally minutes. So if I really think about like, wow, like I am meeting someone who's potentially the love of my life. I'm meeting someone who means so much to me. I'm meeting someone who gives me so much love and who I want to give so much love to. I'm meeting someone who is so special, who's such a beautiful person inside and out. Someone who's so excited to see me as well. Someone who chooses me above anyone else. Like, he could date anyone in this world. How many people are there? 8 billion? Like, he could meet anyone and he chose me. Like, that is so special, and I feel so honored and so special that he chooses me out of everyone he could choose. Like, why does he choose to love me out of everyone? Like, wow. Like, wow. Oh my god. So, like, if I look at it that way, it's so special, and I know it's so special, and I wish I could also realize that in the moment of meeting him and collecting him from the airport. But I know with nervousness that can be hard, and if my fears are in the foreground, I could be quite focused on them and not really realize how special it is and how amazing it is. But at least I know it. And again, I have to be understanding with myself. Like, girl, I went through trauma for many years, and I'm just learning to let go of that trauma and to heal and to see it a different way. So in fact, I can be very, very proud of myself for how far I've already gotten. And when the fear is there, be understanding. Know that I only feel this way because of the fear, otherwise I wouldn't feel that way. And know that he's my biggest support and he understands me and he loves me even throughout all of that. That's that. That's the biggest thing I wanted to speak about anyway in this video. I am also usually someone who like remembers all the special moments. So like I obviously remember a lot of special moments between him and me, but there have been more, and it's also the fear that's like stopping me from fully processing that. Like in case, I don't know, like I'm still kind of afraid to feel everything, you know, in case this or that happens. It's really just because of the fear that like I'm not fully processing how special a lot of the moments between us actually are. My conscious mind knows it though, and I know that if I wouldn't feel fear, if I would be sure of myself and there would be no fear, then girl, I would probably be crying every single second of every day because of how special our connection is and the moments between us, and I would vividly remember them, and I'm kind of sad that I don't. But again, I have to be understanding. It's my fear. I just have to be understanding with myself. But I have cried multiple times because moments between us were so special. Multiple times. So I know what we have is special, even if I don't always feel it because of whatever fear that's keeping me from it. Again, I shouldn't beat myself up for not remembering all of the special moments, because I do obviously remember some, and I know what we have is special, and I can't wait to like make more special memories together that I will then fully process, because I'll be like, I'm not afraid anymore. This is real. This is what I want. This is who I love, and I want everything with that person. And then obviously I'll process it in that way as well and notice this is so special. The other update in my life is my move to Germany. I'll probably be moving in summer. My biggest fear about that is not being with Akela, my dog. I am very sad if I think about it, and quite scared to not be with her every day, because she is such a big light in my life and she has helped me through so many things in my life. She has been my best friend, my literally everything when I had nothing. She was the first being to really show me how lovely life can be. And she was with me when I broke out of my depression, when I healed, when I had the best time of my life. She has been my best friend when I had no one. So being away from her will be the biggest challenge. Believe it or not, it will be. So she's also 9 years old at this point, so I just don't know how long she has left, and I want to spend every single second with her. I don't want to be away from her. But I also know that obviously I want to go and live my life. I can't be sitting at home with her all day. And maybe it's possible for her to come with me, but also like my family obviously wants her too. And yeah, I don't know. That's honestly the thing that's scaring me the most. If she wouldn't be in my life, I'd be like, yeah, girl, I'm going to Germany. Bye, everyone. I'm gone. I don't know. Anyways, the thing is, I would be working as a kindergarten teacher in Germany, which is not something I will do for the rest of my life, but it's something I want to try out and I'm interested in. And it's just something new. And I've already found a kindergarten that wants to employ me, and I've spoken to them and they are so friendly, and I felt very comfortable with them and very happy on the phone with them. And it's a little small intimate kindergarten, which I'm very happy about. I love like intimate places where the staff is just kind and we all are like a team. The only issue right now is finding a school, because I'd have to go to school to study for 2 or 3 days of the week in order to be allowed to become a kindergarten teacher. And that obviously makes me quite nervous as well, and I'd rather not go to school because school was hell on earth for me. Literally, that's the best way to describe it. It was so horrible. Yeah, I really felt like going into hell every day I was there. I had to leave at some point because my mental health was so bad that I didn't do my leaving cert, which is kind of a little bit of a problem now as well with going to Germany, but there are ways around it. It's just a bit more difficult. But yeah, anyways, I'm a little nervous going into the school and I'd really rather not. But again, it's kind of just a new experience and I want to try it out. And the good thing is always that if I don't like it, if it's horrible for me, I don't have to stay. Like, I'm not forced to stay. I can always come back. There's always a home that I can go back to, and there's always new things you can try out in life. But yeah, that's the thing. And what's a little overwhelming about that is that me and my sisters will be in Austria just before then, working at a campsite, and we will be going there from mid-June until mid-August, and mid-August I'm supposed to be in Germany already. So basically I'd have to go straight from Austria to Germany. No kind of like breather break, no really transition phase. So right now I'm trying to organize that and see if I can come back a bit earlier from Austria. Maybe at like the beginning of August, so that I have 2 weeks to really pack up here, to say goodbye to Akela as well. Stop, don't think about it. And then to really go over to Germany, you know, settle into my apartment for a bit and then start the job. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm organizing right now. And from now until mid-June, I'm quite busy as well, even though, okay, now the next 2 weeks will be the busiest out of everything, but still, like, the next week I'm busy with work, and me and Delana are going to Louis Tomlinson concert in Dublin, so that's going to be 2 days that we're out. My love interest is coming over for a week, and that's going to be like full of emotions and new experiences. Then after that, 2 days after, I'm gonna be dog sitting for like over a week, I think 10 days. So I'll be away from home as well. I'll be close to home, but still in a different home, dog sitting another dog, which will be, I think it'll be quite calm, but again, it's still something new. And then shortly after that, I'll be going to Spain to visit my love interest there for a couple of days, and then when I come back from Spain within a few days, I'm going to Austria. So yeah, this year is a lot. So yeah, it's quite understandable why I'd feel a little overwhelmed. It's nice, especially with my love, like right now, that's the thing I'm most excited about and I'm most happy about and I'm most like involved in and I'm most focused on, and I'm very excited to keep building a lovely base for our love to grow and to learn to feel completely safe with each other and learn to fully love each other and commit to each other. So yeah. I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to say. I'm sure there was, but I said most of it, I think. So just, I hope the biggest message in this is that you can get over your fears, no matter how much you believe that they are to be the truth and that there is nothing else and that you can't get over it and that's the way it is. I promise you, you can get over them. You can live the life you've always wanted to live. It is possible, I promise. Keep fighting for that. Keep going. Don't give up. Be your biggest support. If you support yourself through everything, you'll get through it so much faster than if you beat yourself up, because that's the thing that always keeps you stuck. Like if you beat yourself up, that's the problem. If you support yourself, that's the solution. So be kind to yourselves, and I hope this video could teach you some little bits or was relatable to you in a way. So if you've made it this far, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I really hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.